What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, the Bad Diggity Dizzle, back with another video. I hope everybody's having a great Thursday, staying safe out there. And of course, yes, guys, I do need to shave. I know there's a lot of my subscribers that for some reason are very concerned about my facial hair, but we will take care of that today. Have no fear. I also want to give a shout out to Giants Alliance, who was on the channel last night during a live stream. Had a great time working with him and learned a lot. He writes for G-Man HQ. Actually wrote a really good article on Daniel Jones that we discussed. And I'm going to talk about Daniel Jones in this video, not so much the article that David wrote, but more about what David Cutcliffe said about Daniel Jones going into year two. And I just want to give a shout out in general to the Giants community here on YouTube. I mean, we've been such a bad team for 3 years, and the fact that the support is just so overwhelming in the live streams, on the videos, sharing them, subscribing, liking them, commenting. They have such great questions, and it's just amazing how with such a bad team, you see so many video makers coming on here with such great knowledge, and being able to work with these guys has been awesome for me. So I hope we can continue to do that. When the Giants are really good again, which hopefully is soon, and I think it will be, it's going to be a lot of fun to be a Giants fan on YouTube, where we can actually start bragging about our team, and I do think that's going to happen in the near future. So let's hope that that comes to fruition, and we can start talking about how great we're going to be, and talking about being 12-4 and going to the Super Bowl and all that stuff. So I don't think that's too far off. I don't think it's this year, but you never know. Just the article about David Cutcliffe. He says that Daniel Jones is not going to be compromised at all by learning a new system, that he expects him to have a massive year two leap like Carson Wentz did, like Jared Goff did. And I think a lot of Giants fans are also on board with this. I mean, one thing I did learn from Giants Alliance last night reading his article was that Daniel Jones was the most accurate quarterback in the entire NFL with passes over 20 yards in the air. Now, his completion percentage wasn't great with those passes, for the simple fact that most of his receivers were beat up, and he did have a lot of drops. He was acclimated to this at Duke. He was the best, if I'm not mistaken, he was also the best, or at least top 5 in passes over 20 yards as far as accuracy goes. So his accuracy is not a question. And that's the biggest thing to me in the NFL. It's not so much your arm strength. If you're an inaccurate quarterback, you're not going to succeed. I don't care how great your arm strength is. Now, arm strength can make up for some lack of accuracy because you can fit the ball in a tight window. But again, if you're not accurate with it, it really doesn't matter. Daniel Jones is one of the best tight window throwers in the NFL, or tight window passers, if you will, and I expect him to continue to be so. I think accuracy is the most important thing in the NFL, putting the ball into a spot where obviously the defender can't get at it. And we saw Daniel Jones make a lot of really good tight window throws, starting with the first ever touchdown pass he had in the preseason game against the Bears, I believe it was, when he threw that perfect pass in the back corner of the end zone. He also compares him, David Cutcliffe does, to Tony Romo. And Tony Romo, if he could ever get to that level, would be amazing. There is a lot of, there is a lot of similarities between he and Tony Romo. Tony Romo was very good at improvising within the pocket, very good about using his mobility. Not a scrambler first, but definitely can make plays with his legs. And again, was more of a pretty good accurate quarterback down the field. He would extend plays and find open receivers. And obviously he worked under Jason Garrett. And I've said this a number of times, that Jason Garrett brings that facet to the New York Giants offense. He did work with Tony Romo, made him into a star. He did work with Dak Prescott, made him into one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. So I definitely can see Jason Garrett's system benefiting Daniel Jones in this Giants offense. I do think you will see Daniel Jones use his legs and his mobility a little bit more than Pat Shurmur had. One thing Giants Alliance and I talked about last night was the fact that the first game Daniel Jones played against Tampa, which I still think was his best game of the year, even better than the one against Washington where he threw for 350 yards and 5 touchdowns, was it felt like Daniel Jones was just being Daniel Jones. I felt like Daniel Jones just went out there and was just playing football and doing what his instincts told him to do. And I feel like after that game, it's like Pat Shurmur and company decided to try to make Daniel Jones into something he wasn't. And again, especially with such a weak offensive line, which another thing I learned from Giants Alliance was that Nate Solder allowed the most pressures of any left tackle in the NFL, 59 pressures. When your blindside protectors allowing defenders to get to you almost 60 times in a season, you should definitely use a mobile quarterback's legs to your advantage. It's something Shurmur never did. We didn't see play-action passes. We didn't see rollouts, bootlegs, RPOs. We didn't see a lot of that with the Pat Shurmur offense. But I do think you will see a lot of that. I think you'll see a lot of similarities between what Dak Prescott does with Dallas, and I think you're going to see that with Daniel Jones as well. I think Daniel Jones takes a massive step up myself. I've said that, earlier, maybe a month or two ago, I said that I believe Daniel Jones will make the Pro Bowl. I stand by that. I do think he's going to have a major uptick in year 2. And if he does that, you can definitely see Giants fans have a good reason to be excited about the future of Daniel Jones and the New York Giants. But I thought that was an interesting article. Obviously, David Cutcliffe is very high on Daniel Jones, and obviously so are the Giants. And listen, man, people can make fun of Tony Romo. How he never won the big one, and he did. He didn't, and I like to make fun of that because I hate Dallas. But the fact of the matter is, Tony Romo was a great quarterback in this league, and if Daniel Jones can get to that level of a Tony Romo, Giants are going to win a lot of football games. There's no doubt about that. So I think Daniel Jones is ready for a big step up. I think Daniel Jones will make the Pro Bowl. And I think the Giants have their quarterback in the future. I think he's going to be a very, very good quarterback for years to come. Let me know what you think in the comments section. As always, guys, if you made it this far, please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday. By the way, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, Talking Giants tonight with the entertainer Talking Sports. Don't know why I didn't mention that. I'm losing my mind in my old age. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Hope to see you over there at 9 o'clock tonight. Until the next time, it's a Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I am gone. Peace!